Hi everyone, so welcome to my presentation. I am Amina Dasuki, and what I'd like to go over is basically the history of vaccines and how vaccines work. So a little about me: I'm a fourth year student, and I'm double majoring in international development and population health. I started with biotechnology, but that didn't go so well, so I switched because I'm not a fan of chemistry, and the amount of chemistry I was seeing was a bit too much. So, yeah, whenever people approach me, one thing that's always mentioned is my creativity and my ability to communicate with people. I am a very understanding person, so no matter what it is, you just let me know and I will be able to accommodate you, and I expect that from people as well. I'm also very willing to learn new things, as we learn a new thing every day. So that too is very important. So I just wanted to cover basically like certain things that I'd like to cover in my comic book when it comes to the history of vaccines, and also how maybe with a plot twist, how we can change the way that history has taken place, and now with vaccine hesitancy and everything that's going on. So to try and play around with that. So vaccines, they are an operation that is used to train the body to create antibodies in a case of a virus or bacteria. I'm sure you all know this. And vaccination is carried out either orally or by injection. So a little bit of the history. In the comic book, we can play around with experiments that Edward Jenner or Louis Pasteur was doing. Um, Edward Jenner, he's the one that invented the smallpox vaccine, and then Louis Pasteur is the one that invented the rabies vaccine. So maybe playing around with that will be quite fun. And the road to vaccination becoming, a broader thing, and us getting multiple versions of vaccines. So there are multiple types of vaccines. The messenger vaccine focuses on creating proteins to trigger the immune system uh, response. The toxoid vaccine uses a germ that is the cause of the vaccine. So inactivated vaccines are dead germs that cause infection to trigger immunity against the disease. Subunit type use specific parts of the germs, for example, the protein, the capsids, or the sugar that we've learnt about. And the vector viral vaccine uses modified versions of different vaccines to give protection. I'd like to cover um, multiple advantages that a vaccine has. It helps the body fight any virus that tries to attack it, virus or bacteria. And the cost of the vaccine is a lot less that you would need to use if you were treating the certain vaccine, and it takes a lot less time for you to treat it. So there are multiple. The government obviously has invested a lot in research centers, and I think approximately every university in the States has a research center. So they're either always engaged during epidemic emergencies or just fighting off diseases that keep coming as the world is emerging. So ingredients of a vaccine, these are them. Antigens, they're the blueprints for creating active components. Preservatives, they prevent contamination of the vaccine after it's been opened. Stabilizers make sure that there's no chemical reaction within the vaccine and keep the components intact. Surfactants ensure that ingredients aren't separated, and residuals are inactive ingredients that contribute to the completion of the vaccine. The diluent is the liquid used to cut the immunization to the required concentration, and the adjuvant focuses on improving the vaccine's immune response. And a fun part to play with in the comic book would be to try and change one of these things and see maybe if a mutant, if a vaccine will now become a mutant and make somebody, superhuman or something like that, something along those lines. That'll be quite fun. And after manufacturing, tests are done, obviously, with volunteers taken into with volunteers, and then just to assess the safety and everything of the vaccine. After that, more people are added into the case study, once again to check the immune